Welcome to It Means Everything, presented by Erwin Mitchell.
Smith to the kick pass and Roebuck in some space, looking to back himself with a big fens. Through he goes now. Thought he was in a moment ago, but now Tom Roebuck has his first international try.
Today we're in Cheshire at Chester Rugby Union Football Club, the place where Tom Roebuck spent a decade of his youth and first fell in love with the game.
I joined Chester Rugby Club when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I think my dad took me down. I've got many good times that I look back upon. Winning a Cheshire Cup with them was obviously massive for me as a child. Like I used to think it was the be all and end all back then, but obviously it still sits true with me now that it was a great time and I loved my time there.
It was just love at first sight. I think just the opportunity to go out there, start running around and biffing people and just generally having a great time, and that was it really. It was the next 10 years of our life, Sunday mornings at Chester Rugby Club, along with his brother Archie, who also played in the year below Tom.
Tom, who joined Sale Academy as a young teen, made his debut for Sale Sharks at just 17 years old in the Premiership Rugby Cup, and he capped off his remarkable journey with a try in the 2023 Premiership Final against Saracens.
And he makes the break. Oh, it was ambitious. And there were lots of white shirts there, but the ball's still loose, and Roebuck! He's only 22 and he's just enjoyed the moment of his young life so far.
His path to the England squad began at under-16 level, progressing through the under-18s and under-20s before making his senior debut for England under Steve Borthwick out in Japan last summer.
It's obviously a very special moment, something that you definitely dream of as an English rugby player coming through the age grades, and to finally get there, it means a lot to me.
A few months later, he faced the same opposition and scored his first try for the national team.
Roebuck in some space with a big fens. Through he goes now.
Today we're here to talk to the people who helped shape Tom's rugby journey and to find out more about the club that ignited the passion and developed the skills to take him all the way to the top.
A lot of the people there were obviously really good people, just wanted to look out for you. Like my coaches were predominantly parents of kids that were there. Steve Humes is a big part of my rugby career, and he obviously helped me through becoming into a young adult from the ages of about 8 to 16, 17 when I left Chester. He was a big influential figure in that time.
I met Tom when he was 6 or 7 years old. I'd taken the lead coach duties for that group, and obviously at under 6s, under 7s, they're hardly coordinated, let alone superstars of the future. But I think you can start to pick out, even then, the ones that have the better motor skills, who are the sporty ones, and Tom was definitely in that group.
How do you feel now when you watch him pull on an England shirt, or you watch him score a try in the Premiership Final against Saracens? Is there something special that you think, wow, I had a little part in that?
Oh, 100%. For someone to come up from under 6s, through to under 16s, through the academy, onto Sale Academy, and obviously now be a professional rugby player and onto England is a fantastic achievement. I'm very proud of him, still in contact with him, still sending messages. I think myself in particular, but a lot of people that know him, extremely proud.
We had a sort of academy system, if you will, at Chester, where they wanted to give out some kids that showed promise some extra coaching, and that was run by a guy named Chris Rosie we called him, and he was definitely a big part. Came from a rugby league background, but when he came to Chester, he just wanted to teach the boys how to pass, to kick, to all sorts of skills that would be influential in rugby later on in life, and he was definitely a big part of what I valued at Chester Rugby Club growing up.
Tom obviously had natural physical attributes with his size and his strength and his speed, but the thing was for me with him was it wasn't immediately obvious that he was going to be a winger, an outside back. For me, he could have played in a whole multitude of positions, and that was what I was really focusing on as well, of developing the player rather than the position. And that was the thing with Tom, where he was so keen to grow his understanding of the game as a whole that he would play in a variety of different positions within our academy training, so that he had a full understanding of each position on the field.
As much as this club played a huge part in Tom's rise through the ranks, there is a particular schools coach that has a fond memory of Tom scoring his first try at the Allianz Stadium.
Here's Tom in the centre of this picture. This photograph was taken after our schools fast final at Twickenham in 2018, and this was the end of his lower sixth year, and this is where he scored his first try at Twickenham.
It's gone to ground, Ainscough. Oh, straight through the gap, Tom Roebuck.
He provided us with that X factor, really, that's something special, and without a shadow of a doubt, if Tom Roebuck had not joined us, we wouldn't have got to Twickenham, that's for sure.
Well, you and Tom are incredibly close in age. What was it like at home? Were you always kicking a ball about?
Yeah, there was always a ball flying about, hitting the walls, hitting the flowers, mum having a go at us.
How early on in his career did you start to think, okay, this could really go somewhere, he could go all the way?
One memory that sticks out to me is probably when he was about 12, 13 on a Saturday morning in January. He'd go down to the local playing fields and drag a tyre behind him for a couple hours and work on his sprint training. At the time I thought, this guy's a bit mental, but I guess that pays off in the end because he was always a hard worker.
You're a similar age to Tom and kind of went through the whole system with him, went to the Sale Academy as well. When did you start to notice that he had the potential to go all the way?
Quite early on. I think I remember sort of 16, 17 camp, he was sort of up for England selection. We were joking about asking for him to give you some England stash. So yeah, we knew that he was always a very talented player. You could see that growing up, but I think just watching him year on year sort of going into the senior setup Sale, he's just obviously gone into his element, and taking it in his stride.
You're still playing for Chester,
Yeah.
so it's clearly still got a very important place in your heart. What is so special about this club?
I love Chester. One of the things that makes it special to me is having such a close group of friends within the club. There's probably about 5 or 6 of us from my year in junior rugby that are still playing together now, week in, week out, and it's just really special to play with your long-time mates and all trying to achieve the same goal. It's just really good.
I think family history, really. My granddad was a member of the club a very long time ago, and so he's still around supporting today. My dad captained the club as well, so yeah, kind of runs in the veins.
The environment we've now got, the facilities we've got are fantastic, and it's a club that should be at a higher level in terms of what we can provide as a spectacle, as a game, and obviously the facilities for our players. So it certainly allows us to play a real good, exciting brand of rugby, absolutely, yeah. So I played here when it was a grass pitch, and come sort of November time, it would just rip up. It was a mud bath to the point where we'd have to go onto the cabbage patch. Thankfully, I only played there once. We call it the Travelator.
It was, as you can imagine, a bit of a muddy old pitch. Not obviously the finest conditions, but it was definitely one to remember. It was where some of the best games I played for Chester Rugby Club were held part of. And whenever I drive past there now, I still go and have a look at it, and it brings back some good old times.
A club like ours can't survive without volunteers. None of the people who are in positions of making decisions are paid. Without them, without the guys doing the car park, without the guys cleaning up the stand after the first team game, without the guys on a Sunday looking after 500 kids, we cannot survive without volunteers. And we're so lucky in our place that we've got quite a few who keep turning up and doing the job.
The club wouldn't run without the volunteers. There are literally hundreds of volunteers here doing all sorts of things.
From all the parents that bring their kids, to the coaches, to the gate staff, to there are just so many people involved in making sure that everybody gets an opportunity to play rugby here. The main thing that I will do is I look after the pitch, so make sure that the pitch is in good condition, ready for the boys. But I also look after the scoreboard to make sure that's all set up and ready to go. I've got all the pictures of the first team, and then I also look after the mascot team, so the ball team. Make sure that nobody's going to get injured. Everybody's got a ball when they need a ball. So yeah.
It's just such a welcoming club to be involved in. So all my family, my 2 sons, they both played here at the Colts and junior level, both played in the first team.
You feel really part of the team, so you're working together towards the same goal. Fitness and just coming down with your mates and just having a good time. And I hope to play for the first team one day. Just after playing for so long with Chester, it's just really enjoyable.
There's not a time when you don't really want to come down. It's a team, you're happy. If you had a tough week, it's good to come down, just be with your mates and play some rugby. And it's a great place to come and do that.
You give up so much of your time. You're involved in so many different elements of this club. Why do you do it?
It's just to make sure that the girls have got opportunities that we didn't have. We never played it in school. So we just want to make sure that they've got a home, that they know that they can be themselves, they can play a game that they love and find family and friends while they're here. So we just want to make sure that they've got everything they can. And I want to make sure that they've got that.
Good, Joey. Well done.
Just breaking that defence apart, defend the composure.
Woo! Obviously very proud parents, but I just hope everybody at the club also could take some proudness within that moment. You know, there's an awful lot of people at Chester Rugby Club who I think should be very proud of the moment, and I just hope everybody feels that they've contributed towards the success of Tom playing for England.
Obviously proud each time he puts on an England shirt, but just watching him improve and grow in the shirt and just keep getting better at what he does is quite special.
I'd obviously want to send massive thanks to Chester Rugby Club for everything that they did for me growing up, whether it was the dads helping out, the parents on the sideline supporting, the lads that I used to play with, and just the whole club as a whole. That they used to look after me whenever I went down on a Sunday or even a Wednesday after school to just go and train or play, and I really loved my time there, and I'd do anything for that. And yeah, just good luck to Chester. Obviously I know that they're fighting out in National 2 North, so we just want to keep seeing them do well, and hopefully they'll get somewhere in the next few seasons.
For Tom, this club was home for more than a decade, and for many here it's a similar story. Chester is a club that's proud to support local people to play the game that they love. Tom is still very much connected to the club, but for the volunteers, players and their families, it really does mean everything. Presented by Erwin Mitchell.